Now that we're going to get more regulatory green lights, we're seeing institutional investors focus on this new asset class. And as they're learning about it, they're saying, wait a minute, this new asset class, or this component of a new asset class, Bitcoin, is going to reach 21 million units out there, 21 million Bitcoin out there at its peak, and no more from there on. Where are we now? We're already above 19.5 million units. And so supply demand, they're doing the arithmetic, and we see 1 million to 1.5 million by 2030. The probability of that has increased because of institutional.
Popular hedge fund manager Cathie Wood has doubled down on her ambitious $1.5 million price prediction for Bitcoin by 2030. A longtime advocate for cryptocurrency and the broader digital asset space, Wood's confidence has grown even more since President-elect Donald Trump's election victory. She believes that blockchain technology and other disruptive innovations could thrive under a Trump administration, driven by federal deregulation, a hallmark of Trump's policies, which she sees as a catalyst for rapid technological advancements. Wood envisions a significant transformation in the global economy, propelled by 5 disruptive platforms: artificial intelligence, blockchain technology, robotics, genomic sequencing, and energy storage. She compares this convergence to the revolutionary impact of the telephone, electricity, and the internal combustion engine in the early 1900s. However, she predicts that this wave of innovation will create an even more dramatic economic shift, potentially driving an unprecedented boom in real GDP growth. In a recent Bloomberg television interview, the ARK Invest founder, CIO, and CEO reiterated her $1.5 million Bitcoin forecast, describing it as digital gold. She emphasized Bitcoin's appeal to institutional investors due to its finite supply, positioning it as a cornerstone of the rapidly evolving digital economy.
Stop. You don't have time. Don't miss out this 2025 bull run. Educate yourself first ahead of the crowd. We have created the ultimate step-by-step crypto cheat guide that will guide you this bull run. Unlock the secrets of crypto and make smarter investments today. Now by clicking on the link below to get your exclusive copy just under $10.
If you look at the performance of our funds since the election, they've far outpaced the market, outpaced the Mag 7 and so forth. So I think what the market is beginning to say is this administration is going to support innovative strategies, anything that will accelerate the growth, increase the productivity of our economy. Deregulation is going to be, we think, a very large part of that. Tax incentives, tax rate cuts as well. You mentioned perhaps the cutback in government spending programs. You know, in our mind, government spending, longer term, is taxation in one form or the other. It's got to be paid for with increased taxes now, increased taxes later, or basically through inflation, inflating away the debt. So we think that's going to be very positive, this drive towards increasing the efficiency of the government, which will then limit the kinds of tax increases we've seen over the last few years, and perhaps even continue to roll back taxes, leaving more for the private sector at the expense of sort of inefficiencies in the government sector. In terms of turbocharging growth, I think if tax rates, if this administration is going to cut tax rates, the most important thing it has to do is make sure they're retroactive to January 1st of 2025, because, and we learned this from the Reagan administration, if they defer or phase in tax cuts, businesses and individuals will wait for the lower tax rates, and that can weaken economic activity. Beyond that, deregulation, critically important. I think one of the reasons venture capital has had so much trouble during the last few years, and strategies in the innovation space, especially in life sciences, is because M&A has been prevented by the FTC. That is going to change. So we are finally going to have price discovery as strategic buyers bid for these innovative companies. We'll see how much they're really worth. This has not happened in a long time.
Yeah.
We also think, therefore, there will be liquidity events for private companies into the public world, which is also going to become very important.
Cathie Wood has expressed strong optimism about President-elect Donald Trump's return to the White House, anticipating that his policies could significantly bolster the U.S. economy. Drawing parallels to the economic landscape of the early 1980s, she suggests that Trump's proposed tax cuts and deregulation efforts could replicate the economic expansion seen during President Reagan's administration. Wood foresees reforms to major regulatory bodies, such as the Securities and Exchange Commission and the Federal Trade Commission, which could reduce government oversight and fuel economic growth. In a recent Bloomberg interview, the ARK Invest CEO predicted a surge in mergers and acquisitions among startups under the Trump administration, driven by changes in regulatory frameworks. Wood noted that restrictions imposed by the FTC have previously hindered such activity, but she expects this to change. This shift, she argues, will facilitate price discovery as strategic buyers seek to acquire innovative companies, fostering a more dynamic business environment. Above all, Wood remains extremely bullish on Bitcoin, reiterating her prediction that it will reach $1.5 million in less than 6 years. She views Bitcoin as a cornerstone of innovation and a vital asset in the rapidly evolving digital economy.
Well, what's interesting about Bitcoin today, now that we're going to get more regulatory green lights, we're seeing institutional investors focus on this new asset class. And as they're learning about it, they're saying, wait a minute, this new asset class, or this component of a new asset class, Bitcoin, is going to reach 21 million units out there, 21 million Bitcoin out there at its peak, and no more from there on. Where are we now? We're already above 19.5 million units. And so if institutional investors are looking at this new asset class more seriously, and Bitcoin is really the first of its kind in a new asset class and will be, we believe, the biggest opportunity of them all, they must consider an allocation. And so supply-demand, they're doing the arithmetic, and we see 1 million to 1.5 million by 2030. That the probability of that has increased because of institutional. Well, I think it's a very big idea, and it's not just speculative. It's a global monetary system that is rules-based, it is private, it is digital, it is decentralized, and it is backed by the largest computer in the world, or the largest computing system. It's the most secure network in the world. So that's very important. Gold would be in the same category. Gold is a store of value, and it is fairly scarce. What's interesting, in the last year, with the last halving this April, the increase in Bitcoin, the number of Bitcoin per year, the percentage increase, dropped to roughly 0.9% per year. That is below the 1% long-term growth in the supply of gold. So it is becoming even more scarce than gold. And the difference between gold and Bitcoin is when the gold price goes up, as it has, production goes up, the rate of increase in the supply goes up. That cannot happen with Bitcoin. It is mathematically metered to go up now 0.9% per year for the next 4 years, and then the supply growth will be cut in half again. So we think you can use gold as a guide in terms of what this asset class is right now, at least. It's very definitely a store of value, a digital store of value, and it's a very big idea from our point of view.
Global economic forecasts currently project a slowdown in growth to approximately 2.6%, a decline from the historical 3% average over the past century. However, Cathie Wood offers a far more optimistic outlook. Her research predicts an extraordinary 8.5% growth rate, even under conservative assumptions. She attributes this potential economic boom to the exponential growth and convergence of 5 key innovation platforms: artificial intelligence, blockchain technology, robotics, energy storage, and multi-omics sequencing. These platforms, currently valued at $19 trillion in the global equity market cap, are expected to surge to an unprecedented $220 trillion within 6 years. Wood believes that the Trump administration's deregulation and pro-innovation policies will accelerate the growth trajectory of these transformative technologies. She points to policies such as tax cuts, reduced federal spending, and streamlined regulatory frameworks as key drivers of this anticipated economic revolution. These measures, she argues, will create a business-friendly environment, particularly for sectors like digital assets and artificial intelligence, setting the stage for groundbreaking advancements in the global economy. Do you agree with Cathie Wood's optimistic predictions for cryptocurrencies and other disruptive innovations? Share your thoughts and observations in the comments below. For more Daily Dose Crypto news, check out these 2 awesome videos on your screen. Click now and we will see you on the next video.